Live from OmniAudio.Africa.
This should be RomneyAudio.Africa.
Romy Titus and Kevin McCallum. Not the sports news.
Edwards have spoken.
Streaming data-free on the MTN network in South Africa. This is where Africa comes to play.
That is a masterclass.
On your phone, online, and on demand at OmniAudio.Africa.
It's mayhem.
Not the sports news.
Good morning and welcome to It's not What's the Sports News. It is What A Mampara, your favorite show of the week. My favorite show, as I keep saying, it's our favorite show because it's easy to be nasty.
Kevin, that's not nice.
Well, you know, there are stupid people in the world, there are dumb people in the world, there are ugly people in the world. But
look,
sometimes we do find
just
not
go
a
and look for
Mampara.
the funny. That's all.
Okay, well, that's it.
We go and look for the funny.
It's a funny thing. We're not trying to be cruel to
No,
anybody.
we're not. Not coming off of an Easter long weekend either.
No, God.
No.
I thought it would never end.
I wish it never ended. I could go back. I really could. But good morning.
Yeah. I had
Contenders?
a great weekend watching Mighty Liverpool. One more win away from victory. Trent Alexander-Arnold scored for us with his left foot, and I think it's the only goal he scored with his left foot in about 3-4 years.
Did you watch Larius World Sports Awards yesterday?
No, I don't.
Oh, you didn't?
I'm tired of those.
Oh, no, I loved it.
They're exhausting.
Because I get to vote for them on the media panel.
Yeah.
So I definitely watched, and I'm very happy. Comeback of the year is Andrade, the gymnast, Brazil. From the favelas. She gave Simone Biles a run for her money at the Olympics. Simone Biles, obviously, their sportswoman of the year.
Oh, okay. And sports man? You do not know. Come on.
Where's my laptop, actually? I sent it to everybody yesterday. Duplantis?
Yeah, probably be the high jumper. No, so the pole vaulter. Oh, you're pole vaulter. So, no, I'm German. How do you know my name was Vaulter? Sorry. So it's Duplantis, Biles, Andrade, Kelly Slater got Rafael special recognition, Rafael Nadal special recognition. They're big. They had them in Madrid this year. I mean, I've been to 3 of them. I used to be on the panel, but
I went
no
to one.
longer.
I went to the one in Malaysia. This was like MH370. That was pretty new still, and that's... Anyway, ended up in Malaysia around that time.
I've been to Shanghai and Monaco twice.
It's beautiful. I'm happy I got I got one, under the belt. I was also shouting at Louis, on the red carpet.
And Lindsay Vonn, she returned. She got back. Yeah, no, that was a good function. I mean, it's bizarre that you walk around, you're basically bumping into people left, right, and centre. I mean, we had one lady who was desperate for a photograph with...
with you?
Not with me, but with... Francois Pienaar.
Oh, wow.
And then afterwards she was heard to say, I've always wanted to meet Sting. So she thought he was Sting. So of course we just mocked him. We mocked him non-stop after that.
Oh no.
And that's where I met Eddie Jordan, the F1 driver. So he was friends with John Robbie, the former race 702 and former British Lion and former Irish player and Transvaal player, and they'd been to the I think the same school. His brother knew each other, and I got introduced to him. And John, he wasn't given a little shove, but Eddie was quite vociferous and, hey, how you doing? And Eddie pushed him into Dwight York, who was with a lady called Jordan, who used to be basically a pit girl for Jordan Formula One.
Oh, wow.
And that's how I got to meet Dwight York.
And Dwight York is a good friend of mine's best friend.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh. Does he wear his pants whenever he takes photographs with you?
Who, Mbappe? Anyway, let's get into it because there's quite a few contenders today.
I mean, there's swearing, there's discus and weather doping, there's Stinky and the Pain. Is the World Test Championship, Cricket Championship a shambles? The Olympic champion wins mum's race, school race.
I love
again.
this story. I love this one.
Netball South Africa's president has been suspended.
Yeah, she says she's running again, however, suspended, and they have asked for just some time pending that investigation.
And VAR out, man. Is Gayton talking for the sake of talking about VAR?
I have no idea what's happening here because also then he said he just went ahead and retweeted the tweet to say that VAR is coming and not so much that... I mean, but if you take a look and you Google, you'll see how many... where he says, like, you can even take my job if we don't have VAR by April. And it's not like a quick thing that you just very quickly introduce, right? We've been through the nitty-gritties, especially here on Not the Sports News, about how difficult it's going to be, how costly it's going to be. But apparently the advert is out from SAFA to say, please submit. However, what I find confusing is, what are we submitting? Are we submitting for full VAR with all the technology that is needed, or do you need a plug and play into the broadcaster only? So for me, that's what's baffling from the advert. Do you need a full everything, or do you just need the plug into the broadcaster? Do you need that side of the VAR?
One person that didn't like VAR was the team that Pies played at FNB.
Yeah.
He said, I don't need TV, I don't need cameras. Yeah, but you do, my friend.
You do.
I wasn't too sure about the first goal that was ruled offside, because I did think there was a bit of Pirates, but I think the Pirates player played him on. But the second one was quite obvious. But I honestly didn't know they had VAR at that level of the CAF Champions League. Is it from semi-finals or quarterfinals onwards, or is it always?
I'm actually not too sure, but there is VAR in those games.
Well, good. I mean, it makes sense.
I think it's all the way, if I'm not mistaken, Kev.
So it's obviously CAF
regulations.
They pay for it. And I was just looking at the story. The City Press had a story on how much it would cost for South Africa. So the 5 steps to get this implementation, assistance and approval program. It's IAP. Initial planning, administrative managers, training, preparation, approval, monitoring. I think we're another year down the line at least.
We're far away.
Yeah.
And for me, it is a monetary situation. If it is so expensive, who fits that bill? Like, where's the money going to come from? Where?
Yeah. And there's a lack of VAR, human resources. I mean, like as we keep saying, you've got to sit in a centralized room. South Africa, with its data issues at the best of times, and the distance between games.
And also the cost of data, that is like through the roof, and connectivity issues. I mean, goodness, I can't even have like a conversation anymore, whether it is on like your fixed line or whether it is on data on a WhatsApp line. Yeah. It's atrocious.
So I mean, if our data is, we suffer from buffering. I think Gator McKenzie suffers from bluffering, because he's just blustering. He was asked by City Press and said, listen, what are you talking about? What's going on? He said, no, I'm not talking to the media about VAR. I will communicate with you via social media.
Minister, you did say something about VAR, and I would really like for him to see it through. If it is that he sees this as something valuable and something that he, as a minister, can be a part of in implementing, there are lots of loopholes here. There's lots of hurdles as well, and I'm saying money happens to be one of them. So if it is that he can see it through quicker, faster, smoother, why not?
Yeah.
Because he did start the conversation, and I would really like it if it is that he wrapped up that conversation. Whether it is that he can assist, or whether it is that, no, actually, down the road, I can't,
Yeah, it's
Can we wrap it up?
Yeah, I mean, City Press asked me these questions, basic questions. How much is the department offering SAFA to assist with rolling out the technology and getting the project off the ground? Where will the money come from? And that's a big thing, because SAFA don't have money. They couldn't pay
Where is it going to
salaries
come from?
The other day. They can't pay for camps. They can't pay for, they basically are broke.
So they cash strapped?
Yeah, and it's SAFA have got to be the people implementing.
Correct.
Because they are the overriding body.
The South African Football Association.
Yeah, the PSL are just a customer of SAFA when it comes to that, referees. Yeah.
Correct. So, is it a three-way split between PSL, SAFA, and perhaps government? I'd like for this conversation to be had, and for us as well to understand how is it going to be implemented, because we're also here scratching our brains, our heads, our brains, wondering just how is it that it's going to be rolled out. So please, Minister, please.
Yeah, I mean, let's have a timeline. Let's have a plan. Let's not have more bluster and bluff. Let's have something we see.
I want the conversation to be had. I want to know where we're going. I want to know the implementation and the how. And then let's get rolling, guys. Let's get rocking and rolling. And join the rest of the world when it comes to VAR and have it. But if it is that we're going to start it, let's not start. Let's roll it out and have it. Not
make sure it's properly done.
So sorry, today's game will have, tomorrow's game won't. Oh no, it's only reserved for World Cup qualifiers, Confed, Champions League. Other than that, we can't afford it. No.
Yeah. I mean, Steve Diamond, if he wasn't, he's a rugby player, director of rugby at Newcastle Rugby. If he was talking about match officials, so he called the group of matchday officials in the Premiership in England CUNTS word, and he said the TMO he should retire.
Oh, wow. He called them this outright?
Yep.
Like to their face?
In face during the thing. So he's been banned not the rest of the season. He's given a 6-game ban.
Only?
Rest of the season. I mean, the Falcons struggled. They were beaten by Exeter.
But you know
last
what? I don't know.
month, But yeah,
Everybody's got license these days. I can sit across from you and just insult you,
Exactly,
however,
yeah.
which way I want. And what's 6-match ban? I don't think that is enough. It's like telling somebody else that they stink. No, who are you? And even if you thought that they did stink, is it not their right to stink the way they want to stink, whether it be their mouth, their armpits, wherever? I don't know why it is that we're so holier than thou on our pedestals, hurling abuse at people that we think are lowly. I don't like it.
Well, and Postecoglou was on after his Europa League match, talking about. Listen, he picked up his phone and said, "Here's the problem with kids today in society today. I walk along and a kid's holding up his camera, his phone in my face with the camera on. He's not looking to get a picture with me. He's looking for a reaction. He's looking for something to put on his social media. And these two kids did it to him before a game, and he walked up and said, 'Where are your parents?' I went, 'What? Where are your parents? Why are you doing this?'
Yeah.
And they couldn't answer him. They basically just said they were looking for the clicks and the hits and everyone thinks.
Is that what life is
everyone
about?
thinks social media is
Because
about.
if you also
yeah.
think about it, Kev, it's in a sea of people, right? Where is the one athlete telling the other one that they stink?
Yeah.
It's in front of an audience. Where is Rough Diamond here
Yeah.
saying it, right? It's in front of an audience. And so if it is private, I guess we never get to hear about it, right?
Yeah, and rugby is one of those sports that it's very the lines in the sand have been drawn between referees and between officials, and between players. That if a guy gets a yellow card, you never see him going, "Oh no, please, man," and like shouting, off he pops. He runs off, and officials are generally like that. But sometimes, I mean, I have seen Dick Muir run up to the box and run around to the TMO and shout at them because they had one player was off the field for 16 minutes. I think that's when Dick was at the Sharks, and this guy got abused. And I know the guy that Dick abused, and everyone loves him. He'd been involved in referees at Gauteng rugby for years, and afterwards Dick came down and he said, "Listen, I've just made a total dick of myself. I'm really
Dick made a dick of himself.
But he did. I mean, he was out of line. He knows he's out of line. His own guy, but in that heat of the moment.
Also, referees, I mean, it's just like in broadcasting where the director is God, right? If he says go to camera 3 and you know you can't, you're going to that camera, right?
Yeah.
So it's like unquestionable. That is who you listen to in order for a production to go accordingly. The referee is the person that whether you like it or not, you've got to listen to. I think in a Sundowns game now recently, was it Ribeiro or Salez? Can't quite remember the player. But the player actually, after the referee made a call, went and pushed him.
Yeah.
And I was just like, that's
What do you
a
think
red.
you're doing? Yeah,
And
exactly
actually,
that.
the referee was quite lenient and gave him a yellow. And I was just like, no, red. Because if you don't make an example out of the players, what? Tomorrow they're going to trip you and kick you? And then what? You're going to just get up there and give a yellow? No, it should be more stringent so that players don't do it. And that there's just some respect. And I think we've lost that as humankind.
When I used to play hockey is obviously strict. And one of my best friends from school, and I was playing, this is Social League hockey, I was Reserve League 1. And I went from a green card to a yellow card, which is, you basically, green's the warning, yellow, you go behind the post, to 10 minutes later going through a red because I turned around and said, Clinton, get stuffed, man. And he went, no, off you go. So I said, okay, sorry. So I just kept on walking. So it's that level of respect for the officials, and also for the
I think
dignity.
we've lost it. We've lost it we've just lost it.
Football has been allowed to do it for too long, and I think now people are getting cards for chirping back, talking back to referees.
It should rain like confetti if
kicking
you
the
must.
ball away.
Yeah.
Just have a bit of respect. It's absolutely daft. I mean, we talk about respect. Stinky and the pain. And I hate to. So for those who forget, we ran this story last week. So this is Britain's Harriet Dart tennis player. She called her opponent, Frances Lewis Bosson. She said she smells really bad, and asked the umpire if she could put some deodorant on. And this is what it sounded like. So everyone could hear us. It comes over the microphones. Yes. But this is the actual recording.
Can you tell her to wear deodorant? To wear deodorant? She's smelling really bad.
And maybe it was a deterrent in any case. Maybe she knew. And so she's just like, now watch me. This is my game plan, and this is what I'm going to do. And whether it annoys you, I have the upper hand. Mind games.
She has apologized for it, but she said it was the heat of the moment. It's not me. It's not. It's amazing. She did apologize.
She says there as well, I'll learn from this and I'll move on.
You should have learned quicker.
Faster.
And it's
okay.
it's rude.
I can take the apology, and I can take the it's not me, and I'll move on.
Yeah, it's rude. I mean, I've said things on a field playing football, and you get angry and you shout at someone. Then afterwards, you go, "Oh no!"
I guess not even just there, right? I mean, if you're not an athlete, it's the workplace, right? It's a colleague. We're not perfect walking the earth, but I am saying that we do need to respect each other a little more, which I'm finding in today's age has just eroded away. I can treat you like dirt, and there's no recourse, and it doesn't matter.
Well, at least Mdu stopped wearing pajamas to work. He's actually
nice.
Full clothes and everything. He's still got that little bag around his wearing that bag, that little man bag.
Man bag, yeah.
He thinks it's cool, but it's I want to know what's in there. And one day,
Me too,
we're just going to hold him down.
Because he never puts it down. Do
Never,
you know
ever.
That? Yeah, it's always like around. He's like when you get to a restaurant, it's the first thing that I do is like, okay, where am I going to put my bag? And it's usually at the back of my seat, just because we live in South Africa. But I always wonder, he never puts it down.
He goes to the toilet with it.
Yeah.
What is in there?
It's quite a ladylike thing to do.
I know.
Go to the toilet with your bag.
Powder his nose. Shame. Let him do. If you could only powder pirates' noses, were they lucky this weekend? Lucky? No, definitely lucky.
Yeah, luck was on their side.
VAR was lucky. After the break, we're going to be talking about weather doping. And I love this story as well.
I think this one's cute too. Yeah, weather doping. It's a thing.
It is a thing.
It's a thing.
And it's not illegal.
No.
Not at all. But
Bring it on.
This is Omnisport Africa. We are putting African sport first, live and on demand on your phone, data free on the MTN network in South Africa. T's and C's apply, and online at omniaudio.africa. Because reading about it tomorrow won't help you today. When we created Omnisport, we wanted you to hear from Africa's greatest sports journalists. In South Africa, there was only one choice.
No big deal.
Omnisport proudly presents Inside SA Soccer with Brad Jakes.
Whatever that Chiefs can do, it would seem Mamelodi Sundowns can do better.
With over 3 decades as one of South Africa's most talented, decorated, and astute soccer journalists, Brad Jakes is the man the players, coaches, team owners, and officials listen to.
This is a brave man.
Inside SA Soccer with Brad Jakes, exclusive to Omnisport, where Africa comes to play.
Now that's a garage match.
Listen live now and on demand at omniaudio.africa.
Live and on demand. I've never been able to use the weather to help me. The only time I do it is on a bicycle. Whenever you get a tailwind on a bicycle, when I still lived in the Western Cape, I used to wake up and see which way the wind was blowing. So if it was blowing towards Hermanus from Stanford, then I would basically ride in the headwind there, so I'd have a tailwind home. So it'd be easy. Because that means you can do your 25 Ks that way.
Let me see. Okay, tennis, maybe. Swimming, no. I played water polo.
No.
There's
no tides. There's no tides in the swimming pools.
No, there isn't.
There's no moon. But
didn't assist me. I could not weather dope. Sorry, in the sports
athletics,
that I played.
Did you take part in athletics?
No, I didn't really. No. I ran every now and then, but no.
And your daughter takes part in gymnastics and there's no weather problems there.
No. You don't want the wind.
No.
Yeah, not on the beam at least.
There's a fart joke there somewhere, but I'm not going to use it.
No, don't. Let's go straight into it.
Observers claiming weather doping behind, so a whole bunch of discus records broken at a meet in the United States last week. Lithuania's Mykolas Alenkna, who's the 2024 Olympic silver medalist, smashed his own world record, became the first man to pass the 75-meter mark ever. With a throw of 75.66. This is at a Continental Tour bronze event at Ramona, Oklahoma. They're now calling it Throw University, Throw City. But this guy's only 22, and his previous record had been 74.35 meters.
74.35 to 75.56.
And yes, I mean, and also, so this Valerie Almond, she smashed the US women's record with a throw of 73.52. That's incredible, by the way. That's a huge throw. But everyone's just throwing. 5 men cleared 70 meters at the same event for the first time ever. So the problem is, apparently, there's almost like a...
the problem or the blessing?
Well, it depends who you are. See, there's no... Unlike in the sprints and the long jump, they measure the wind. So wind assistant time. You can still win with a wind assisted time, but your time is not decreed a world record if you break the world record because you've been wind assisted.
Okay.
But there's no such things in field events. There's no such marks at all. So apparently, the commentate, so the venue's got the design that takes advantage of the high speed event. So I think it's almost like a tunnel coming behind the guys.
Like a wind tunnel.
Almost like a wind tunnel, just a naturally created one. And that's why people are throwing so far. The Norwegians and the Swedish competition, all the guys.
So everyone, it was literally everybody on this day just bettering their PB.
Yeah, as somebody said, a Swedish commentator, Mats Vennerholm, said, I don't know whether to laugh or cry. It just becomes ridiculous in a competition boosted by gale force winds. Weather doping, should we add to the band? I mean...
But I wonder if it's something that they will look at. Because if it is that, what did you say? It isn't a problem.
Exactly.
In these events. That will they now look at it? But then again, how often does it also happen? Isn't it like once in a blue moon?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's going to be many gala events, but if you want to break a world record, that's the place you're going to go now, because and you check the weather charts.
Where are we? Ramona, Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, man.
Okay.
Cowboy City.
Go there.
Throw a discus, man.
Yeah.
And lassos. Maybe they got lassos as well. Not really.
Was Shelley-Ann Fraser wind assisted?
I don't know. I love this story. So we've got the video. We'll play that on the show as in the late edit. But it's she takes part in this the mother's race, and she cleans up.
I love it.
Yeah, and they never stop her going. No.
It makes me think of Princess Diana. All her kids' races, like when it wasn't the moms had to run, she was there, like with her feet off, in her long skirt, also just running. But Shelley-Ann Fraser, I mean, yes, she's running, but she ain't holding back.
No.
She's running to win, to come first, even though I guess it's just a very fun, hey, moms, do you want to run,
Yeah, I mean, everyone's got Shelley-Ann Fraser Price shows no mercy with another sprint at Sun Sports Day. And the BBC asking, do your parents like to win when they play sport? My mother never took part, but my dad was not great. He would come out and play father-son's cricket. But because he played hurling as a kid, and hurling is an Irish sport, basically. It's the quickest, most dangerous sport I've seen in my life. Basically,
what are you hurling?
Basically, so you have a little ball. And
like croquet?
You have a bat. No, but you're a bat and there's 11 against 11.
No, not croquet. What is the one where you catch it with you're on a horse?
I know what you're talking about. Not lacrosse.
Not polo. Yes.
It's like lacrosse, but for adults. So they wear helmets and stuff. My dad played that growing up and as a kid. And he would go out and play cricket and wouldn't wear pads. The pads are for softies.
This is, yeah.
And though my mother did chase him out into the field one day with a box and said, you must put this on at least. And he went, And my friend Craig Hale hit him twice on the legs. And he said, please put the pads on. I said, no, I'm not. And then my dad whacked him a couple of times. So, yeah. But she, this is she's won back-to-back Olympic champions, 100 meters in 208 and 2012. And she said, they haven't banned me yet, so I'm at the line.
You've got bragging rights, it's okay.
Yeah.
Son Zion must
and
be
she's 38,
very proud.
8 times Olympic medalist.
But also, how do you not, right? Because everybody obviously knows what you do. Like, they're running against an Olympian here, even though this is for kids at a pre-primary or whatever. But how do you? Because that competitive streak is there. And she's probably like turning out and going, Zion, we won, look at us, I love it.
Yeah, and also if you're a parent, you're going, hey, I ran against Olympic champion.
And I came second.
I came second. No, I lost by about 10 meters, but I still ran again. I think it's great, and it just gives somebody else something else to talk about on the day. It's just another.
Nice. And also, I think it gives that human element to an athlete as well. That yes, at the end of the day, she's an Olympian having broken records, but she's also just a mom.
Yeah.
Going to support a kid at school like all of us do.
I love they say said, they haven't banned me yet. I keep loving that line, so I'm at the line until they ban me. But I don't think they will ban it because it focuses attention on the race, on the school, and also the fact that she's doing it for the fun of it.
It is fun. It is, but also maybe they should give the other moms just a slight bit of a head start.
God, would that be worse? That'd be like
Look, I got a head start and I still lost.
I know, that'd be Brian Habana running against the cheetah, still losing, and the cheetah mauling him afterwards. Imagine. Well, great for her. She never holds back.
Yeah.
She goes full gas, and she wins.
Full throttle, a bit of a not a Mampara, right?
No, I think that's actually just a very sweet story. A lot of these stories, they aren't Mamparas, but they're fun.
Yeah, but I mean, okay, I guess we're putting VAR in the spotlight today. We're definitely putting Diamond in the rough there with his very unsavory words. And who else have we done so far? Whether doping is kind of cute too. So, I mean, whether we might make you the Mampara, so we'll put you there. And then Netball South African thing. Oh, wait, Stinky and the Pain.
We have talked about that. So, they're up there, definitely.
That's up there. And Netball SA.
Another person I think should be up is ICC. So the Wisdom's editor is a guy called Lawrence Booth, who I've met some years ago. Great journalist, writes for the Daily Mail, used to write for the Guardian. Very sharp, very clever with the words. So he's described the World Test Championship as a shambles masquerading as a showpiece. He said basically we shouldn't be having a tournament that continued to look that it was designed on the back of a fag packet, a cigarette packet. Basically, you know when you write your notes on the back of a cigarette packet, and that's what it looked like. He says it just hasn't been designed properly. So South Africa in the final. But along the way, we haven't played all the 9 big test playing nations. We haven't played Australia, we haven't played England. So what he suggests, and it's not South Africa's fault that we didn't play, it's because of the FTP, the Future Tourist Program, doesn't include us. It's actually warped. It's slewed in favour of everyone else but the big 3. And Lawrence actually suggests that we should have double the length of it to 4 years. So we have the WTC every 4 years, like the rugby and cricket World Cups and the other World Cups, and show that all the top 9 in the test rankings play each other home and away over a series of these 3 tests, not these 2 test things. I mean, 3 tests makes sense. And when Lawrence speaks about cricket, I do tend to listen. Yeah, he's sharp. He's got a way with words, and for him to call it as a shambles masquerading as a showpiece. And obviously then the BCCI are basically in charge of the ICC because Jay Shaw, who used to be the secretary, he's from the BCCI. His dad is the foreign minister of Indian politics.
Yes.
It's everyone in back pocket, and it's not a good look for cricket. I mean, and then people will tell you've got a anti-Indian bias, but how are they allowed to not go to Pakistan to play in a tournament Pakistan is hosting, and they play all their games in Dubai? That means when we come to the World Test Championship, where do Pakistan have to play against India? Probably in Dubai. It's just not right. It's not great. It's wrong and it's skewed, and it's for the rich and it's for the powerful. And the ICC, you're supposed to be looking after cricket, you're not.
Yeah.
You're not. And Netball South Africa, this is very confusing to me. I mean, look, what is going on there exactly?
I mean, it's Cecilia Molokwane. She's the president of Netball South Africa, right? She's been there since 2017. You cannot take away also what this woman has done for the sport. She has elevated netball to the next level. If you want to trace from 2017 when she took over all the way to 2025, and just how it's got, I mean, netball used to be like one of the Cinderella sports that you kind of forget about. You can't forget about netball these days, right? So apparently it says that they've handed a provisional suspension, World Netball handed a provisional suspension to Molokwane pending the outcome of a DC with the local netball governing body. And they're unable to get further information on the allegations that prompted the suspension. But she also revealed to the national broadcaster that she'll be running for a 3rd term in office at the upcoming elections, and that kind of raised eyebrows. So the why, we don't know. We just know that there's a suspension, and they're saying it's internal matters, and they're asking for patience while this investigation. I beg your pardon.
I mean, it's incredibly vague.
Yeah, it is, but I also think it's not the first time that Cecilia has been under like a grey cloud, and I guess we wait for the investigation to conclude.
Yeah. I mean, like you said, her defining moment for her career was when we hosted the first World Cup, Africa's first Netball World Cup in Cape Town. There were some issues about that with high ticket prices, and obviously there were this couple of teams had thefts. And she's been involved in sort of in favoritism, racial disputes, mismanagement, accusations of interference. It just sounds like someone at the top, and she's also on Africa's board. Or she's the president, and also she's on World Netball board.
Yes.
So she's done something, but World Netball wouldn't take this step unless they had something hard on her. And is it an abuse of power?
I don't know. It's why, like, you want to speculate, but let's not speculate pending the outcome of that investigation, and then let's sit down and say, oh, okay, this is what they found.
Yeah, right. So we're going to just go through them. Steve Diamond swore a little bit. Used
Not
the C
a
word.
little bit. He's
Swore a lot.
rude. He's rude. Outright
He's
rude.
Whether doping, I don't think
too
that's
cute.
It's too cute. The story.
Shelley, Shelley Fraser-Price. I mean,
Even cuter.
You take the cake.
Stinky in the pain.
Stinky. Oh, stinks.
She's a contender. The ICC definitely a contender. And Netball South Africa. I don't know about Netball South Africa. I'm waiting for it to come through.
I almost want to give, there's Gayton and VAR as well, our sports minister. I actually want to give it to the ICC.
Yeah.
For me, that's all up there.
Yeah, that's exactly what he said. Basically, what 2024 showed us, Lawrence wrote, is that the ICC couldn't govern the way out of a paper bag. They are actually bad. And then they're basically event organisers. They're not an organisation that has cricket at heart.
Well, there we have it. So that is our Mampara
ICC.
of the week.
Thank you, Lawrence
ICC, and also if it is that I guess our listeners disagree, please let us know on our socials. Get interactive. Let us know which one is your pick.
Cool.
Till tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
Cheerio.
Not the sports news on OmniAudio.Africa with Romy Titus and Kevin McCallum.